Guys, so I'm going to try to do a quick review of the most recent episode of Bachelor in Paradise. The episode you're going to hear after this one, you're going to hear my raw emotions because this was Monday's episode, which was so emotional to see Colton cry like that. So let me just do a quick rundown of what we saw last night. Last night wasn't as, brutal. Becca had her conversation and whatever the case might be, and she left, and so it wasn't as bad. I love that Colton is just chilling. They didn't try to start nothing new with anybody, just relaxing, because he knows, what, when it was my time to go, regardless if it was scripted or whatever the case might be, Bibiana saved him. So she already knows that, she's safe as far as Colton giving her his rose. But it's going to get tricky though. Either Tia and Colton going to leave together, not as a couple, but just leave, or she's going to quit, because with her confronting Chris and everything going on, I don't think he's going to give her his rose now. And because Colton at this point have some form of loyalty towards Bibiana, he's not going to turn around and give his rose to Tia. So it's going to be very interesting to see. One of the producers wrote a book. He or she was like a former producer. She said the top reason why some people don't qualify to be in a show is because they do not pass their STD test. And I know that sometimes those things, might be, laying dormant and all that stuff. But I'm glad they do the testing, because it's almost like, I understand you're on the island all day, but it's like 2 seconds they're kissing and it's just too much. And then the lady in Alice, or whatever her name is, already in love and crying. I think that's the reason why some of the relationship, have not worked. There's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeves, being innocent, being open, but you also have to be able to navigate sometimes when you just put it on too much too soon, and it's like, okay girl, chill. And sometimes it might just be too much for too soon for a person. So I'm hoping that she's able to watch this season, understand that yes, she deserves love, she wants love, she's in dire need of companionship, but to also know how to take it slow and chill. I was very disgusted by the conversation. So was Twitter. Very disgusted by the conversation between Jordan and Chris. Even though Jordan might have just been trolling, it was still very disgusting to talk about women in that way, and Twitter agreed. So I'm going to go ahead and put, some of the messages up here of what people had to say tweet about their actions. It was very disgusting. Yeah, this part was pretty bad. When Jordan and Chris stood there and was talking about women the way they were. And that was pretty disgusting. And Twitter is not here for it either. I have no respect for them. I didn't like Chris from the moment he got out of the limo on Becca's season. This episode of Bachelor in Paradise proved my gut was right. I feel like maybe Jordan was trolling Chris. I'm never quite sure how to take him. How does this nasty man think he even has enough game to pull them? Right, Bibiana is not trying to have dessert with you, Chris. Bibiana is a dessert, which is why she would never. There are great guys out there, but the ones you see here but it's normally like that though. I know that I don't watch the show, and I'm sure, there have been amazing relationships. I hear people repeating memes of couples that are now married with children and all of that. So I'm aware that it does work, but I'm also aware that, Bachelor in Paradise is almost like the fun part, and then you have a few couples. Now, I do have a spoiler alert for this season, but I'm not going to do that this time around because I spoiled Becca's season and Ari's season, so I'm not going to do that. But you'll be very surprised who actually lasted the longest and formed something meaningful. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the very first review that I did. Oh, wow.
Never in a million years did I think a show like Bachelor in Paradise would make me cry like a freaking baby. What did I just watch? What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Vina Entertainment News. Are you serious? Now, most of you listening to my voice and all of this are aware that I am against bullying, period. And if you follow the Brian and Rachel Lindsay series that I do on here, that's the top reason why I started defending them, Brian and Rachel. But I just saw all this bashing going on. And the last time I even attempted to watch anything from the franchise was Trista's season. Yes, the very first Bachelorette. That's how long ago. And it's like, okay, an African American woman is on there. She's going to make history, but I didn't care. But then I started seeing all of this bashing going on online. I'm like, I need to go watch this season and I need to do something about it because this is crazy. And that's how this whole family, we've grown, and I have this playlist, and thank you to all of the new subscribers, but the beginning subscribers and the growth came from Bachelor Nation. You know what I'm saying? And that's how this whole situation with us started. Defending Rachel Lindsay and Brian Apostola against the bullying and racism and all of that. So you guys already know how I feel about the whole ganging up situation. So we're going to talk about Colton tonight, the whole Colton and Tia situation. I know other people were there, but I'm not even on that right now. I'm just so fired up about this. It's like, it was so messed up, right? That even though after everything that happened on Irie's season, okay, and people had to watch the live breakup and all of that, even though it wasn't live, and Irie, had some things to say about it. But the show still went a step further and flew Irie and Lauren out to see Becca before, she became someone else's fiance. And whoever was the producer that pulled the plug on airing that, great job. Because they would have just pissed America off and Bachelor Nation off even more. Like, what more can you guys put her through? She's moving on. She seems happy. Leave her alone. And that's what just happened to Colton. Now I understand Becca came over there talking about, my guys are here. I didn't know. Girl, bye. Like, you didn't know. And Becca's a sweet girl, so I'm not mad at her. But it's like, we're not stupid people. Talking about the show producers. We're not stupid. Honestly, do you really think the hot topic of the season, they're going to let him go on the first night? Absolutely not. So, of course, the producers pulled Bibiana aside and said, you have to save Colton. We knew that. But then the whole ganging up on Colton, let me tell you something. I didn't appreciate Colton jumping on the bandwagon and ganging up on Jordan, okay? No matter how funny Jordan was, and I know I'm all over the place, but just bear with me. No matter how funny Jordan was and people felt like he wasn't taking the experience seriously and all of that, I still did not appreciate all of the guys ganging up on him, and Colton was a part of that, and I think now he sees it. But my thing is, this man fell in love. Colton is actually the realest person there. And I'll tell you why. This man goes and falls in love with Becca, introduces her to his family and all of that, right? He's fully aware that, he's fully aware that it's, another guy and other guys, and that he might not end up at the end. But he falls in love. He lay it on the line. He's put his heart out there. This girl goes, I don't care what Becca said, okay? Sweet girl, all of that. I don't care what she says. Tia, what Tia did had a major part to play in her sending Colton home. Becca and Tia was just together last night. Here goes the Insta stories right here. So they were all just together. So she really hold her friendship with Tia strong. You know, you see these girls all connect and you're like, okay, this is fake or whatever. But it looks like she really have a real, genuine, true friendship with Tia. And Tia and Colton are still friends. We shall see. What's the chick? The Ashley girl that cheated on the guy from the Winter Games and got back with Jared. How many times did she go to paradise chasing Jared, and the moment she moved on with a guy and it starts getting serious, here comes Jared. Exactly what Tia said. Jared always had her in his pocket, and when he was ready to play, what did she do? Cheat on the guy, dumped him, and gets with Jared. Now she's engaged, and I'm wishing them nothing but the best. But anyways, I'm just gonna throw allegedly out there, but this man falls in love. You go on his season and sabotage his season to the woman that he fell in love with, and you want him to just come and sweep you off your feet. Even if Colton is playing a game as they're saying he is very smart. We all know now Colton is not playing a game because his emotions are raw and fresh. But if Colton is playing a game, he's very smart. Because had Colton gone to paradise right after telling Becca he loved her and then sweeps Tia off her feet, then all of Bachelor Nation would have said, we already knew it. He was never there for Becca. He was just there for airtime. He's an opportunist and all of that. So what Colton showed tonight was that he was actually real. He was done with Tia. He wasn't there to be an opportunist. He was really there to fall in love and move on with his life. And that's what his emotions show. And it's crazy that Tia can't see that. Like, you sabotage his season, and then he's just supposed to come and run in your arms. Like, to the guy. And then for these guys, the Chris and all of them, to be like, make a decision. Life don't work that way. So I don't see Colton as the bad guy here. And Twitter agrees with me. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of the comments here on the screen from Twitter. And then I'm also going to go ahead and read some of the comments. But yeah, it's like, I never thought I could get emotional. That guy just broke down, and then Becca walking up the stairs to go and talk to him. But that's what I'm telling you though. They don't care about people, they care about ratings. Did you see how? But let's go ahead and read some of these comments here. All right. And since I'm on the Colton defense squad, Tia is a drama starter, and Becca needs to move on. And Becca needs to move on and not speak on his heart, since Colton wasn't for her anyway. Clearly, he loved her, and she's a brat for agreeing to come when he's here. Now, I told you guys the whole, oh my guys are here, girl, bye, you knew it. Me, when I saw Chris, another girl in the promo, of course. The clip of Chris and Crystal, though, exactly what happened with Chris. And Tia played right into the stupidity of it all, okay? Chris was already threatened by Colton. Okay, Chris gonna believe this guy who's and I'm gonna talk about the whole virgin thing, because that's pissing me off. People keep coming for him. I'm not saying because you've been sexually active, because I have to, meaning that you're not pure and all of that. But it's for this guy to be at his age and to still say, I want to be with the right person. I applaud Colton. Like, that should be like a standing ovation right there. I don't understand why people clowning him. Like,
Astra, whatever her name is, went ahead and posted this tweet. And when I tell you, Twitter dragged her for coming for him, and Colton dragged her. So go ahead and read some of these tweets right here. I'm going to come back and stay on track because I'm all over the place. So there you have it. If I came back too fast, just go ahead and, put me on mute or whatever and read the tweets. But it was all a game for Chris. I want to make sure Colton gets out of here because he's good looking. He's a threat. So I'm going to play with Tia's mind. I'm going to sell her a dream. She's a weak girl. Tia is not weak, but I'm just saying that's what Chris did. She's a weak girl. And, she goes with the flow. So I'm going to tell her exactly everything that she wants to hear. I'm going to sell her a dream. She's going to pick me. Colton is going to go home. And then once Colton leaves, then the threat is gone. Because virgin or not, there's something about Colton and who he is and his pure spirit and all of that will always gravitate people towards him. Remove, the exterior and how handsome he is and all of that. Him giving back to the community, working with a children's hospital. He's an all-around amazing young man, and whoever that end up with him, kudos. But you see, he posted Tia posted him. Tia went to his charity baseball game and all of this. So it's like, we shall see where the story ends, because even did not leave paradise together. You can clearly see that they're over the situation and everybody is cool. But that's exactly what Chris did. I can't believe, and the thing is, and the reason why Chris did that to Tia is because deep down inside, Chris knew 100%. See, I don't understand when Tia was like, I'm going to have to do this for me and let Colton go. Nah, sweetheart, Colton let you go. Had Colton said, I'm here for you, she wouldn't have had to let him go. So yeah, and Chris just knew that even though he felt like she chose him, she didn't choose him. He was her second. He was making Tia first, but ironically, he was Tia's second. You see how that worked? He was Tia's second because Tia only chose him because Colton turned her down. And Colton was and is the realest one there. You see, Colton is actually being real. Like, no, I still have feelings. I'm still, this is still hard for me. And yeah, so anyways, let's read more of these comments here. Paradise and these guys are telling him that he needs to commit to Tia. He just arrived and seemed like he cares for Tia, but after Becca, he needs time. Colton is a good guy, just wanting to meet everyone, have a good time, let him. So Satan is the head producer, right? Because us realizing we have to watch this Colton Becca Tia nonsense again tomorrow. Guess we'll see you then. Yeah, because it's good. What's the point of this? To kick Colton when he's down, give him a freaking break and let him get to know people. Just like the rest of you. I'm not enjoying this at all. This was terrible. Chris, you've never been on top and you never will. Right. Colton Underwood deserves the absolute word, and that's the T. You see, what they touched was ganging up on him and making him look weak. Actually, he still comes up on top. There's just something about him. What a garbage episode. I want to see more of Kenny and Crystal, Astra, Kevin, but what has a bachelor or bachelorette ever showed up on Bachelor in Paradise before? Not that I can recall. This is ridiculous, cruel, and frustrating that they're doing this to Colton. Hey, Becca, remember when you were publicly humiliated and vulnerable when Ari broke off your engagement for another woman on national television? Now you want to come on Paradise and film him being vulnerable? I don't think this is okay. Thank you. She completely forgot what it was like. She could be Ari 2.0 giving any F's. Exactly. How much is Becca being paid to show up and Bibiana paid to give rose to Colton? Yes, exactly. This is beyond me. I am telling you.
Can we put Tia off the island? Colton, realizing he's not ready to date again, deserves a cheer. Respect anyone with the self-awareness to recognize their truth. Exactly. Colton literally did nothing wrong. I'm baffled at how everyone played him out to be the bad guy. That guy, Charlie. Nicki Minaj. Shame on the producers for putting ratings over someone's heart. Bringing Becca's in for... Just that line right there. I don't need to read the rest. You read the rest. Have you not been saying that forever? That they don't care? They will always put ratings and money in their pockets over someone's heart. And that's exactly what's going on here. They don't care about these people. They don't care about their hearts. It's all about money and ratings and the show coming back. And that's it. And that's the reason why, they know how to play with Bachelor Nation heart. Let's go ahead and we're going to bring them to the edge of just being done with us. And then we're going to just flip it around and say, Becca is the new Bachelorette. And then everybody is on board again. Yay for Becca. That's exactly what happened. But guess what happened? It didn't really work though, because Becca's season ratings were terrible. It was boring. Few nice things here and there, but the mental law, terrible. The live show, terrible. Her season, terrible as far as the ratings go. So it didn't work. Let's see what else. I literally cannot watch Colton cry. It's gonna make me cry. The producers calling Becca to come and ruin Colton's life. What the hell? Wow, no joke. Gary's ex-wife does look a lot like Becca. And Becca's ex look exactly like Garrett. Well, they said, yeah, his wife is prettier. Oh my gosh, what a mess. You ever just thank the heavens that we didn't have to sit through a season of Tia as the Bachelorette? Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Colton spent months falling in love with someone, was rejected and came to paradise to unwind. Now everyone he's with judges his motive and one night stand in the grocery guy, Joe. I can have my cake and eat it too because I own a store. Jordan, it was nice to see, Jordan trying to show his romantic side and all of that. It's interesting to see all of these guys fighting for a rose and talking about it's not about a rose. I already knew Krista and Kenny were not going to last. Yeah. There's a lot of other funny stuff that happened, but I'm just so fired up at this whole Tia and Colton situation that nobody else even matters at this point. But my heart is breaking for Colton. He did not play Tia. He told her he was going on the show. Then he fell in love with Becca. Now he's supposed to be over her and obsessed with Tia, who, by the way, tried to sabotage his relationship with Becca. Shame on Tia. Exactly what I just said. Sabotage, the word sabotage. So basically, there we go. Blake. Oh, it's okay, Colton. Real men show emotions. Real men cry. Wink, because Colton did throw a little shade at, not shade, but, when Blake was crying in the tower over Becca. With the episode review already being this late, I figure I just put it all in one video and not try to do a 2-part or 3-part series because I'm behind. So anyways, I am going to go ahead and end it here, my Vina loves. Thank you all for the love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.